Hi everyone, I'm Junior here, and today I want to talk to you about intermittent fasting. Specifically, how does it help and how to do it. So it seems that everywhere I look, I'm hearing a lot about intermittent fasting, even in the newspapers, even on other nutrition channels. And I think it's something that a lot of people are very curious about. And I think more and more of us are going to be doing it. So number one is, how does it help? So, let me talk about fasting in the sense, if I'm always eating food, then I always have energy in my body. So if I always have energy in my body, when am I burning the fat? And I think a lot of us don't realize that, if you're going to burn the fat in your body, when are you going to do it? And for that, what's needed is a time when you don't have energy in your bloodstream, or you don't have energy in your glucose, you don't have energy in your liver, and your liver is then deciding to start taking the fat from your, from your tummy or from your thighs, and to convert it back into glucose. And when I heard that concept, it made so much sense to me. So glucose, the way it works, I have an example. So this is my wallet. I have a special funky wallet. So if I need money and I don't have any money in my hand or in my fingers, I will reach for my wallet. And that is kind of like how it happens when your body is using the liver energy reserves, which is called glycogen. So liver stores energy for use, and that's like reaching for your wallet. But now if your liver is out of money, or if your wallet is out of money, you need to go to the bank and you need to make a withdrawal from the bank. And so when you're withdrawing from the bank, that is you taking out like the fat from your body. And what you want to do is you want to empty out your wallet or your liver of fat, so that then you're going to the bank to make a withdrawal. And it just makes so much sense. So how does it help? I would say primarily, this is a huge factor. The other way that intermittent fasting is supposed to help is the fact that when you don't have any food in your body, and that there is no glucose being produced in the body from the food, your food is digested and leads to glucose. So glucose leads to insulin being produced to help manage that glucose. Now, insulin has two functions. One is it will help your cells absorb the glucose, and the second is that it also helps your liver convert the glucose into glycogen. And so now your liver is storing glycogen. When the glycogen is full, it will convert it into fat. So what happens is that there's always insulin in your body when you're eating food. And when you're fasting, you are having less time where you are eating food, and so you're having less time where there's insulin. So there is this concept of insulin resistance. And so what it's saying is, if you take anything and you get immune to it. So if I, for example, the example in the book is, if you drink a lot and eventually you need more alcohol to feel a buzz. If you don't drink, you'll have one or two drinks and you'll feel buzzed. Same thing with smoking. I don't smoke, so if I have a cigarette, it really hits me. But for somebody who smokes a lot, one cigarette isn't going to do a lot. So same way with insulin. If you always have insulin in your body, you'll need more insulin to be effective. But if you go for longer periods without having insulin being released, then less insulin will do the work. And if there's less insulin, there's less weight gain. So this is the second part. But whether you believe this insulin part or you don't, the fact that, when are you going to burn the fat reserve of your body, it just makes a lot of sense. There are other benefits of fasting, but today we're going to restrict it to weight loss and fasting. So the next question is, how do you do it? So I get a question like, hey, if I don't eat for 12 hours, is that good? So look, if you don't eat from 9 p.m. till 9 a.m., that's a 12-hour fast. That's barely a fast. I mean, that's normal. So fasting really, your entry level at fasting is going to be at 14 hours. You really want to push yourself to 16 hours. Periodically do 20 hours, 23 hours. And, a fasting guru would say do 3 days and 5 days of 4 times a year. I haven't done that yet myself, but I will tell you that as you do these 14 and 15 and 16 hours and even 20 hours, it becomes easier. So yes, 12 hours, I would not call it a fast. That would be normal. 14 is entering the fasting world at a very entry level. 16 is where you should be, and I would say do it every day if you can. It's really easy when you're traveling. One thing you want to do is maybe have a little bit of salt with water. Your body does deplete salts, especially if you're going to 20 or 23 hours, your salt becomes very important. Barring that, there are other ways. So you can have black coffee, you can have green tea, basically nothing which has calories. If it has calories, then your liver is now saying, hey, there's calories, and the metabolic pathways, they change in your body. So there's all these things called metabolic pathways, and when your body has no calories, different metabolic pathways are being activated. When you start eating calories, a different set of metabolic pathways are being activated, and that's again something to say for another discussion. But we want to have those fasting metabolic pathways activated to have the maximum benefit. It'll really help you detoxify your body. And I think in a very summary sense, if you even took this much of milk, it's going to stop your liver from burning the fat inside itself or then in your body. It's like an engine, once this engine starts, you want to keep it running. But if it gets a little bit of food, it's going to say, hey, wait a minute, I don't need to start this engine. I don't need to switch my fuel source from what I normally do to something new, to my fat reserves. I can just stay on my old fuel source. And you want the body to switch over to the new fuel source and then start burning the fat. You want to increase the amount of time that your body is burning the fat. So these are some basics about how to do fasting and how to use it for your benefit. I've seen amazing changes in my body, and I use a body composition analyzer to check what is the amount of fat in my body and what is the muscle mass. And I don't want to lose the muscle mass in my body, but I do want to reduce the fat. And also experiment with fasting so that I can talk to you about it. Hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box below. I'll try to get to all of them. Thank you.